The theater was buzzing with the usual excitement that comes before an audition on America's Got Talent. Lights shimmered across the massive stage. Cameras floated smoothly from angle to angle, and the audience sat ready, waiting for the next surprise. Simon Cowell leaned back in his chair, arms crossed, wearing that familiar expression of skepticism. He had seen thousands of singers over the years, good ones, bad ones, and some who were simply forgettable. Most contestants walked onto that stage hoping to impress him, but Simon rarely gave away emotion. Yet that night, something felt different. The moment a young Filipino singer stepped forward, quiet and humble, there was a strange stillness in the air. He didn't look like a superstar. No flashy outfit, no dramatic entrance. Just a calm presence and eyes filled with purpose. No one in the room knew it yet, but in just a few seconds, everything was about to change. The singer introduced himself softly, his accent gentle, his voice respectful. He spoke about growing up in the Philippines, about music being his escape from hardship, and how he dreamed of bringing pride to his family. The judges listened politely, but Simon's face remained unreadable. Contestants often came with emotional backstories, but Simon had learned not to be swayed by words alone. Talent was what mattered. The young man stood at center stage, hands slightly trembling as he held the microphone. The audience waited. The band prepared. Then came that brief pause, the kind of silence that feels like the world is holding its breath. Simon glanced down, almost as if expecting another average performance. But then the singer lifted his chin, closed his eyes, and prepared to deliver the very first note. And then it happened. One note. Just one. The sound that came out of him was not what anyone expected. It wasn't just good. It was haunting, rich, powerful in a way that instantly cut through the noise of the room. The audience's faces shifted from casual curiosity to stunned disbelief. Simon's head snapped upward, his eyes narrowing as if his brain was trying to process what he was hearing. The voice carried something rare, an emotional depth that couldn't be trained or copied. It was as though the singer wasn't performing. He was feeling every lyric in his bones. The tone was smooth but commanding, soft but unforgettable. Within seconds, whispers spread across the crowd. This wasn't just another contestant. This was something special. As the performance continued, the Filipino singer began to soar. His voice climbed effortlessly into notes that most singers struggle to reach. Yet he made it sound natural, like breathing. The song became more than music. It became a story of longing, struggle, and hope. The audience sat frozen, some already wiping away tears. Heidi Klum leaned forward, her mouth slightly open. Howie Mandel's eyes widened in disbelief. Sofia Vergara placed her hand over her chest, completely drawn in. But it was Simon who told the real story. His expression was no longer guarded. His lips parted slightly, and for once, the harsh judge looked genuinely moved. Simon had spent decades searching for authenticity, someone who didn't just sing, but transformed the stage. And with every note, this young Filipino singer was doing exactly that. By the time the chorus hit, the room erupted into energy. The singer's voice grew even stronger, filling the theater like a wave crashing over every soul present. People weren't just listening, they were experiencing something. The kind of performance that reminds you why music exists in the first place. The camera caught Simon's reaction again. His eyes locked onto the stage, fully focused, no sarcasm, no doubt. It was the look of a man realizing he had just witnessed a once-in-a-generation talent. When the singer held the final note, the air felt electric. The moment it ended, there was a split second of silence, and then the audience exploded into a standing ovation, so loud it shook the room. The singer stood there, overwhelmed, tears shining in his eyes as cheers poured down like rain. Simon slowly stood up too, something he rarely did. The crowd screamed even louder. Simon stepped closer to his microphone, paused, and then spoke with unexpected softness. "I knew from the first note you were something special." The young Filipino singer covered his mouth in disbelief. This was the moment he had dreamed of. Not just approval, but recognition. Not just applause, but a breakthrough. The judges praised him, the audience roared, and the stage lights seemed brighter than ever. In that instant, it was clear. This wasn't the end of an audition. It was the beginning of a star's journey. One note in, Simon Cowell knew, and the world would never forget what they had just heard.